Welcome to a brief overview of the CATIA Technologies iCheckIt for CATIA V5 Data Quality and Design Assistance tool. This tool is fully integrated into CATIA. As you can see, I've got an iCheckIt toolbar that I have placed out here so we have visibility to it, and under Tools Options, I also have settings that allow me to pre-configure how the tool is going to function within a particular CATIA environment. Everything starts with the editor. So I have an editor tool that allows me to very quickly, in a Windows compliant fashion, create what we refer to, I should say, as a standard, which is a collection of checks. So in the middle pane here, you see an existing standard that has a bunch of checks that have names specific to their use. And in the left-hand pane, you see checks that are available for adding to any particular standard. So if I want to add it, I simply go to the left-hand pane and do a drag and drop operation to add it to the existing standard or to build a new standard. Let me go to one that we're going to actually take a look at or analyze in the document. And this is features must be active. In order to facilitate it, I simply double click on it and I get an attribute page that allows me to set it up and configure it the way I want. What candidates or what items I'm going to look at. In this case, the actual check is feature must be active. And I want to look at a whole bunch of features in this document to make sure that it's appropriate for the status that I'm going to have after I run it. Behavior can be check, enforce, or check with manual enforce. Check reports it. The user will fix it. Enforce enforces it if it's available on a particular check. And check with manual enforce gives the user the ability to decide whether it should be enforced or not. So basically gives more control to the CATIA end user. Start the monitor tool, which looks at a collection of checks. In this case, I'm going to run a collection or a standard called dr_rotor and do an apply. It's going to gather all of the candidates in this document that are appropriate, and in the lower right, you can see that it is actually running through those checks that we looked at, and I get a report from that action. In the report, I've got a summary of what happened, how many checks there are. We call them requirements internally. How many failed, how many passed, how many didn't find the candidates that were applicable to them. I've got a requirements pass section and a non-applicable section. Non-applicable says I didn't find the candidates, but most importantly is requirements failed. What's wrong with this particular document? And if I go to features must be active, the one that we looked at, open up the report. Down in the report, I get information about where the inactive features are located. And also, you'll notice in the left-hand side, it actually drilled down in the tree to show me the feature that is not active with this little, what I call the break symbol on it, that is not active. And I have the ability to directly enforce this with a manual enforce in this case. There's a little yellow wrench tool here that if I click on this, and that tool activates on the right-hand side. I simply click it and it will actually activate the two things that are deactivated. There's actually two of them. And in the process, we'll change the specifications in the tree and change the geometry specifications so that when I do a close on this, I actually have all of my features active in the document. So that's just a very brief overview of what the possibilities are. There are ways to run this in batch. There are actually two methods that can be used to run it in batch. And if you would like further information or a personalized demo, please let us know via email at iCheckIt@catiatechnologies.com. And if you'd like some additional information, you can go to www.myicheckit.com, and there's a longer demonstration on that website and additional information about the capabilities of the tool. Thank you.